We'll have to clarify that. Yeah.
So they can't pay per round, they're supposed to, I think.
I could be wrong. Yeah.
It's almost even.
Never played golf. Never played it.
It's not as easy as you think.
I'd rather sit out with the than if they hit the ball, shoot them out of there, be my game.
Yeah.
We could have that. Morning, buddy.
I don't know if it's new. It's loaded.
Oh, yeah.
Did you have an interview?
I believe this morning.
Wonderful.
Yeah, the batteries.
There have some better batteries in there that aren't things on them.
Special meeting, executive meeting.
Well, no, not really, because it's based on our rules, but this is only.
I mean, that was my information.
Oh.
I was also an administrator, so.
This one.
And I mentioned this, received everything, maybe. The only thing is that I'm taking myself is I didn't think relationship support, which wasn't required. But I think that we go on the 20th to present, so on the 20th, it's whoever's in the award is gonna say that it's at the, I think, First Presbyterian Church. First Presbyterian Church, is that where, on the 20th?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so I'm gonna talk about that. So I don't know, we'll see. When it's gone for 2 weeks in Carmel, so we're gonna need to work on it, and I was gonna see y'all last week, they were due on Monday, so. I was, we got it done. It's not shell.
See, starting you guys in my book, it's show like what you do.
United States of America, and to the republic
which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. They're signing forms. Has everybody had a chance to read the minutes of the last board meeting?
I did, yes.
Any comments, suggestions?
I make a motion to accept.
Second.
All in favor? Thank you.
Mitzi, thank you for doing those. They're very easy to follow and read. I appreciate that.
That's something I get fired.
No such luck.
Any additions to the agenda other than,
Just something for next month, if we could maybe have an executive meeting before, and so then we can hammer out the social media manager position and not take up regular meeting time. Would that be okay?
yeah, remember the executive meeting with Kid.
But,
Vote on that.
correct, we don't need to vote, we just need to be able to have open discussion. And
What
outside,
did you have in mind?
we just before the meeting,
It's 8 o'clock or early
I think
enough
it's
for
fine.
quarter to.
I think so. I think 8 is fine, or, yeah, just,
8 o'clock?
I think that's fine.
Before next month's board meeting?
Yeah, we can like email, like maybe some, we're not voting, but just discussing what our needs are for that position, because that contract's up in July. So we need to get that figured out.
That's at 8 o'clock, right, before.
Yeah.
You need a motion for that, or?
And we need a motion. Let's take motion for
I think you're
executive
adding
meeting.
to the agenda.
All right, I make a motion, we add an executive meeting prior to next month's meeting to discuss the upcoming social media manager contract.
A second that.
All in favor? You don't have no, you want to say that, do you?
I don't.
It's okay, don't worry about it.
I like that. The ninth.
9.
Thank you.
Communications to the board. Anybody got any? Larry, what you got, bud?
Yeah, I got a few things. Right now, when we have reservations come in, we have to bring up the reservation on Cape Lot. Then we bring up the video pass, the boat passes, maybe, the Macklin Bay on Campground Master. I prefer to bring it up, all of them, when they come in, have everything bring up on Cape Lot. That way we don't have the card run twice, or we have to didn't run water twice, it's one time deal. Also, I'd like to add the pontoon boat and the shelter houses to reservations on the camp lot. I think we can track them easier and take them easier.
I agree.
And the other thing is on donations, I'm gonna take donations on Memorial Day for fireworks after 7, like we do on July 4th.
We haven't discussed that, but we do need to make that decision, don't we? Thank you,
I
Gary.
think we discussed it.
Did we discuss it? Yes, that's what we'll do.
Okay,
Yeah.
7 o'clock.
Is there anything else on there?
No, just on the other items, like I said, I'd just like to add, and then just bringing up, this when they come in, the reservation comes in.
Okay,
You're just talking like day passes.
is that possible? I guess that's my.
It's already in there.
It's in there.
Get a
Okay.
phone, your website.
I'll put it in one.
Is there, from the office side, objection or issues with that?
Nothing I can figure out.
Can we track them now?
He's not talking annual passes,
No.
he's just talking about day
Just
passes.
day passes, yeah.
Okay.
But then if they come up, after here, if they come up the next day or something, buy some, we just can't run master then. We don't go back to.
You don't-
It's just, there's all new people at the gatehouse and jumping in 3 systems just to check them in is causing a little bit of chaos
I imagine.
as far as my part of it anyway. So it would be a lot easier if they could just, when they check them in, get it all done in that one spot.
That's all I got.
Thank you, Terry.
Is that gonna be an issue or a problem doing what he wants to do?
I think that's your guys' world.
It's already in there, because when we set it up and we were gonna put everything over there, it's all in the system already. I think it will make it a lot easier on the gatehouse people. Just, like I said, not having to jump into 3 systems to do a transaction.
I mean, I've said from the beginning, like with Camp Spot, I want anything that can be rented out on there outside of, I know the seasonal and some whole other things. Like, I want the pontoons and shelter houses and all that. I want people to be able to get online, see a calendar when it's available, and just rent it without having to call.
To call, yeah, the one thing with the pontoon, and me and Perry already talked about this, if they're gonna do that, one, they've gotta pay attention to that, so we know ahead of time.
Okay.
Because Damon and the guys, they gotta be able to have that boat ready, and so it's not like they can just pull up that morning and say, yeah, I'm here to get the pontoon. Like, they gotta make sure they're checking that. So I think me and Perry talked about that, and the night staff can just, or like the evening, the 3 o'clock, the day
Yeah.
before, can check and make sure.
And make sure they're reminded.
And let anybody know, hey, the pontoon's rented out tomorrow morning.
Okay. On any of that, anybody?
Anything they buy when they check in. Except for an annual pass.
Exactly. No manufacturer.
All right, so the board doesn't need to do anything, doesn't sound like.
No, I think if you guys can do that, I think that's definitely a good move in the right direction to keep streamlining the process.
Do you want us to go ahead and open up shelter houses and that kind of stuff in there, or should we like try and do that at the first of the year when we don't already have reservations in?
Can't you just go in and have the reservations on there, like block it out? Is that gonna be like a pain? I don't know. It's
No,
not
yeah, we
bad.
could do admin holds when we already have it reserved and do anything future in there,
I
but.
mean, how many reservations do you have? Like,
There's several. So, yeah.
That and make sure we walk hard as hell.
Yeah.
Do our thing.
I think first year, do better on that one.
I agree.
that's again, that's, you
Yeah.
guys are the ones dealing with that. I just would,
But we have to go
I want to
in.
see that available.
Yeah, just so we're not switching back and forth, but yeah, I mean, any of that stuff that we wanna switch over and do those in there, it'd be better if we started like, when we shut down in November, we can start the process.
All right, moving on.
Thank you guys, thank you, Mary.
Well, we'll here to next. All right,
I got nothing.
nothing? I don't remember his name. What's your name? Yes. Eli Swartz.
Eli.
Yes. You're right, that is your name. All right, Eli, what do you got for us?
I don't blame you if you can't pronounce my last name. So I have a few things. I don't want to take too much time, but, so the first question is about my dog. I'm trying to find a comfortable way to keep my dog. He's very important to me. I'm a dog trainer and I like to train him as a service dog. And so to keep him in my camper for the day, to me is getting really close to abuse. For a young dog to be penned up in a camper for 10 hours is, I'm looking for an alternative. So I've printed out a paper to show you the doghouse. It might not be exactly like that, but it gives you a little bit of an idea of what it would look like, 42 inches wide and 60 to 72 inches long. It would be a very fancy deluxe mini mansion doghouse that I actually consider of starting to build doghouses for people as a business. So, the question is, can I have a doghouse on my site? And keep the dog in the doghouse instead of the camper.
Can't speak for all board members, I don't want to speak for myself on this one, but I don't think so. And we would have to, I don't like to have a dog, can't own a dog in the house. You know, it can get out of hand pretty quick. Anybody else got anything to add to that?
I think it might be a little much. Nobody else has ever had any dog houses. I don't think that's something we want to start.
I agree, I mean, it's in our rules, it's not, this isn't, unfortunately not a permanent residence area, so it is in our rules, current on extra structures and things, so.
Dog houses and kennels.
Dog specifically,
No docking systems.
so.
What you drawing up doesn't look nice.
It does look very nice, but it's just, we're not the facility for it.
That might be nicer than some of our campers.
It's good, it's,
Under the yellow.
but it's beautiful, it just,
Very nice.
that would be, I would fall under definitely more of a permanent structure, and it is specifically in the rules, so.
What else you got, Eli? So, I talked a little bit with Damon about it. One concern he had was if I insulate it and have it heated and cooled, it would take more electricity. So I've been thinking about that. So if that would be the issue, I'd even be willing to, G6 hasn't been rented since July when I moved in last year. I would be willing to, maybe do half price on that site and have my doghouse, just a doghouse on that site. Would that look different? Doesn't change anything. Okay. You still want to put a doghouse on your site.
Even if it's on another site, we wouldn't allow anybody else to build something on G6, so probably not,
Okay.
sorry.
It sets a precedent and somebody else goes, okay, well, he can have it like he and I, and, I've had to explain that to people before, you gotta have one hard, fast rule, because if you cut break somebody, they're gonna come back and tell somebody else, and then they come back and say, well, you did me, why didn't you do this for me? Even if you're making all these changes and so, that set precedent, kind of problematic. Say that if something is pretty attached to my pets too.
Thank you, Bruce. So the next question is about a fence around the garden. That what? A fence around the garden to keep out the raccoons and rabbits and deer. Just a step-in post. It would be very temporary. I think it kind of falls along with the guidelines. You have to keep your dog on the leash.
No, this is
No,
for
that's
the
for the
garden,
garden.
Yeah.
this is for the community garden, the
To
fence.
keep the rabbits and animals out of it.
And you don't have everybody want I'm afraid.
This is,
This is out in the field where the garden is, just to keep animals out of the garden.
I'm not much for it because I think it's gonna cause a problem. What do you think anyway?
it's not on the site, that's the community garden area. I mean, Damon, I thought this falls more to you than yours.
That doesn't interfere with anything back in that area, does it?
As long as it's up close to where the garden is, it's not a humongous fence all the way out through there. I don't see the issue as long as the dog does not end up in it staying overnight.
Who's gonna weed eat around the thing? I got a weed eater on the house.
Yeah, they.
I'll supply the panels. Another question with that, can I put a solar panel shocker would the fence would be hot?
No, not with children out here.
Okay.
You'll have a kid, I guarantee you'll have a kid trying to get in.
Yeah.
Which,
Well, I would shut it off for the day, but I still understand.
they'll be there in the nighttime. They don't sleep out here.
There are even some adults that will walk up and go, hey, is this live?
I try to let my kids to see if they can touch it.
That's probably not a
See,
good
that's
idea.
on, let's pass it back. Yeah,
The fence is probably okay, but not a,
not a fence.
Okay. Thank you. The third thing is a compost pile. Is that something that, I teach people how to have a nice, clean compost pile? I'm thinking maybe the back corner of the field, kind of away from everything. And if, raccoons would get in it and dig through it, I would, every couple days, gather all the stuff back on, keep it nice and tidy. It would be a 6 feet by 6 feet by 6 feet high. So 6 foot square.
is what, it was, I call it black gold, and it's the best product you can put on your garden, so if I teach farming God's way, the compost is definitely a big thing in teaching how to grow your own healthy food.
Obviously, I'm not a big farmer, but does compost piles smell?
To me, they smell good. Now, city people probably have a different opinion about that.
Well, I'm not sure about
What
that.
are you wanting to, explain to us what you're gonna put in this compost?
It would be, 40% of it would be green, wet grass. See, the recipe I got here somewhere.
Joe's green grass smells when he puts it on the garden.
So it'd be woody, a certain percent would be woody, like dry leaves, dry grass. Those are the two main components, and then 10% manure to activate it, and then, table scraps and vegetables and stuff like that. I would turn it every 3 days. The temperature has to be right, the moisture has to be right, so it's kind of a delicate recipe that I teach. And it would be part of the community garden. That would be my goal.
So then what would you do with that in the winter?
It takes about 9 months for it to cure. So if we wanted to make it for next year, we do it maybe sometime in June or July.
If you take care of it and it doesn't smell,
And if it's offensive or gets out of hand, I'll commit to cleaning it up and get rid of it and get it back to where it was.
we got that on record, but
Name thoughts on that? I know that was kind of mentioned, I think, at the first.
We'll just have to see where to put it at.
Okay,
I mean, just southwest of the garden, there's like a little nook, I'd say we can put it right in there.
Yes, that's what I would think.
okay. If you're gonna be the one made, I'm the only one.
Yeah.
That's so.
Well, you gotta stay on top of it because we had a farm out in Jasonville and when you had a really hot summer, that thing could reek like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah,
It could burn your nostrils out. So,
I'm not sure, I think it's a bad idea.
yeah, most farmers that make compost don't put enough grass and dry material in it. If it's mostly manure, it will be.
And I mean, if we start getting phone calls on it, it'll be,
I agree,
it has to be done.
Yeah.
give it a try.
Fair.
Give it a try. You want to take a vote?
We can take a vote if you want.
Yeah, Damon's good with it, 'cause I guess it's gonna be on his shoulders and.
You want to make a motion?
I make a motion that Damon keeps a close eye and nose on it and see how that works out. And if not, he will bring
We'll
it.
put some in the jar and bring to you, your office.
I'm in favor.
He said. Okay. I'm also chewing, sorry.
Okay, where we at? The compost
I
barn
think he has something else.
and the chicken tractor.
Yeah, so I bought 5 chickens last Saturday and 26 chicks. So my question is, can I build maybe a 42 by 60 portable chicken coop that I move every day out on the grass, maybe close to the garden?
I would have to say no on that one.
So,
Me too.
The only pets we allow is domestic.
Dogs and cats.
Because the next thing we'd have.
Goats and
Chickens.
chicken, yeah, no.
We can't do that.
that's where I was gonna go with it. You got them in your camper, right?
Yes.
I got a phone call about it, and then you got a rabbit outside in a hutch,
Yeah.
correct? In our rules, it states domestic animals in the park. Chicken and rabbits are domestic, are not domestic. The only thing you're allowed is dogs and cats.
Yep.
So you can have the chickens in your camper or the rabbit outside in your hutch.
Okay.
So those need to find a new place to live.
And there's been a real battle over chickens in any city limits lately. We've had cases in Green County, we've had in Sullivan, people get woken up by roosters. It can be a real mess. My mom had a rooster across the street from her, down by the high school, and they kept the whole neighborhood out. We could deal with it.
I think too, that this is not a residence, this is a campground.
I don't like chickens and it's my house too out here, so.
Yeah. And
Sorry.
it's already in the rules, so sorry, but yeah, Damon is correct, those are not permitted, so.
Well, I appreciate your input. My goal with Farming God's Way is to make it work in any situation, any culture. And, you know, I try to make it work to fit the needs of the community where I'm teaching it. So I appreciate your negative input. So, thank you.
All right, thank you, anyway. All right, moving on here, what? Anybody? Want to go, Chris?
Sure, if you don't mind. Get it out of here a little bit.
So, quick update. The next thing on our agenda will be the county council meeting on May 26th at 7 p.m. So whoever can make that and attend that. That's going to be the same drill that we did with redevelopment and the commissioners.
You said May 26th,
Yes,
so
it's a
Tuesday,
Tuesday because of Memorial
because
Day.
Memorial Day, it was at 7.
Correct, 7 p.m., courthouse, same place, same time.
Same story.
Yeah, same story. We're just gonna officially get them to do the same thing that we got the commission to do. I think it wasn't necessarily intentional to put a 2-month gap, but I think it's a good idea because we spread it out. The media will be there again, so it puts it back on the media, puts it back on everybody's radar, especially with everything else that's been going on in the community as of late. I think it's been a good gap in the public conversation. So we're gonna take another stab at that to make sure that it's front and center in the council's mind and eyes, because budget time is July. So I mean, this is big time. Last week, I'm sorry, let me back up. The Busserong board did draft us a support letter. They chose to snail mail it for some reason, so it's getting down to me, and I'm bringing it in and scanning it, and I'll have an official copy. So anyways, we will have an official support letter from the Buffalo board as well. So moving on, Susie Jaworski, and I'm butchering that last name, but does anybody know who she is? Okay, I got to meet her last week. She is the Secretary of Energy and Environment, Natural Resources. So she's in the cabinet of the government. So Al Morrison and John Ford, which are both West Central Indiana guys, answer directly to her. So they work for her. So John Ford introduced me to her last week. She told me to set up a meeting with Al Morrison, and that she told me to tell him that she said that.
Without, would you say without him?
With him.
With him
With him.
in Indianapolis, in his office, with whoever wants to come. So John has told her about our project, and from her level, she seems very supportive. She's obviously putting the ownership of the support on Al, but Al works for her. So I know Al a little bit. I've had dealings with him in the past, so I think that we could have a very productive conversation and at least, again, get it on his radar. And 2027 session is a budget year. So this will be an important conversation that we can have at the state level. And the timing of it is going to be key because about August, September, they start laying out their priorities for their budget. That has to get voted on and approved in January. When it goes through January. Because it's a budget year, it'll be a long one, so it'll go to the end of April of 2027. But we need to make sure that our project is staying front of mind and at the state level, not just county level. So with you guys' permission, I'm going to coordinate that meeting. obviously I'm gonna put it out for at least 5 or 6 weeks. So it gives us a little bit more flexibility. We'll kind of take that farther out, and we can, most of us can attend. But it will be an Indy, number one, to not inconvenience him, and I think it shows a good sign that we're willing to go to Indy and have that conversation. So, everybody's good with that part.
Yes, thank you.
Nothing else really to update past that, other than, we're learning a lot of some dredge. Now, as I should say, as Mike's dredging. We were hoping to be in the beach cove already, but it looks like it'll be Monday before we get over there. So,
Did you run into a problem or?
we've had
Just slow.
breakdowns, we've had slower spots that just took longer to chew up and eat. It's, you know, again, Mike's only billing us when we're flowing. So I mean, I know we're on the record. I have no idea how to make money, but he's stretching that dollar big time.
Well, we appreciate that.
Yeah. So
So is the boat off done then, is that what they're saying?
he's done around the docks, but he's still in that cove, finishing up, like in the entrance of it in that area.
Oh, it's pretty big. You wanna read the highlighted area for everybody?
Yeah, sure. The grant is hereby extended for an additional period of 1 year and shall terminate December 31, 2028. What is this about?
That's where the grass is about ready to run out, and they extended it for a year,
Mm-hmm.
and then they've added, $100,000 to it.
Therefore, the total amount of funding for this is $175,000.
And it's got a deadline on it, but the deadline's up till December 28th.
So that's for this award for 2026?
No.
I think, no, that's 75,000, right?
Correct.
This year.
But according to this, it's saying they added 100 to it.
Well, that's.
So now we got 107.
I'm just trying to understand which one it's added to.
Probably 26, since we're
Yeah.
at 75, 40.
How much do you think it's gonna cost to finish dredging the lake?
No, this is last year's. So it's saying, all right, so this is an amendment to the grant agreement. Yeah, let's say the grant. Entered into and by the DNR and Sullivan County, last signed on 4/17/25. So it would have been last year's grant award. So, when did this come out, dude? How recent?
I don't know, about a week ago.
Okay.
But we filed for 26s and 25, so that's, would be the 26 award, right?
I don't,
This should be the 25 award, because you apply for it in January of 25. You find out about it in April, which this makes sense, 4/17/25, and then you get the money in June. So,
but we're not gonna get 26 money until this June.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even though we know we have 75 coming in 26, we don't get it till June.
So did you get 75
This year.
This year.
this year?
But that doesn't make sense, because we got more than 75.
We got 100 and something.
Yeah, so that doesn't, that's not.
And we only got 75 for this year, so that's why I'm thinking it's this year's.
Yeah, we need to find that out, and I will need like a very detailed where we're at with money and funding for, if we get invited for the next round of the Wabash Life Community Foundation, that's a side thing to address, but I'll definitely need updated
Yeah,
stuff over.
Yes, I have all that.
I figure you and Jimmy both do.
Yeah, she's
And
right.
then I'll need like boat passes, like all our passes
That's
was
good
over
news.
last year too. Daily and we.
David and
And boat and all, basically just a number of all the passes from 25.
So I'll sort out that, and we just got an invoice from Mike for what he's done this year. And that, before I knew about that, closed out the 25 grant. So there was enough in there to do what he just invoiced already for this year, which was 38,000. So we had that much left over still. So we haven't even touched anything on our budget or what has yet to come in June of 75. So but I didn't know about that. So I'll look into that and not communicate with you and figure that out. Anybody have anything else for me on the building?
And also,
Oh, the shoreline?
Kate, you already got the information on that?
Well, you told me about it.
Well, it didn't. We can use the money for shoreline for the neighbors on our shore in here.
Okay,
So the question you'd ask.
that is because, yeah, we can get to the Walnut Valley grants. And
And the reason we need to know that is if you get money awarded from the community foundation, you can use that as a match for the shoreline in the beach road.
that's what the plan was.
Do you have anything else?
Chris?
Chris?
No, I'm just saying, him and Buzzy both, and Lynn and Jamie both were instrumental in helping me sort out all the information, so. Again, going above his scope to answer questions that are not in his, what we're paying him for, so he was very helpful. Buzzy met me out here on the morning too, and these two in the office were quickly answering my text, and like, I don't know this, I need help, and so thank you, everybody, on that. It was a good team effort.
All right.
I think you did all the work.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They needed, that was a lot of input, I couldn't have done it without you guys, so thank you.
Anybody else got anything out there? You got anything?
I do. I don't know if is it my turn? Yeah. Okay. My name is Nina Solis, and I own Chili Beans Ice Cream. And I just moved here to Sullivan from Michigan in October to be with my grandbabies. So I operated my truck in Michigan for 26 years, and I'm just trying to get off the ground here. And unfortunately, I made a bad impression with this campground, and I'd like to apologize to, I'm not sure, was it you that approached me in the, okay, well,
It was security.
okay. Somebody approached me and told me I couldn't be here. And I was a little testy about it because the powers that I thought be gave me the wrong information. When I got my permit and my health inspection and my safe serve and all the stuff to be able to work in Sullivan County, when that was all said and done, they told me that I could come here. He even suggested it before I said anything. He said that'd be a great place for you. So I came. I came for 3 days. Monday last week, I don't know when it was, but then I came with no problem. I paid to get in, ran my truck, left, came back again, paid, no problem. So I thought, okay, I'm good. There was no intention to try and sneak in or try to pull something over anybody's eyes at all. I even told them that I was told by Lena, I don't know, is she here, that you, back in February that I wasn't allowed in here. And they said, no, you're good, you're allowed anywhere in Sullivan County. So that's why I didn't come back.
It wasn't that you weren't allowed in, but I already had all the vendors for the festival. So I didn't have any place I could put you, but we still had power.
Okay, well, I wasn't talking about festivals, I'm talking about just, you know, and I don't.
Because
even
normally
know-
we don't let vendors just drive through the campground
Okay.
selling stuff.
Okay, but that's what I'm looking for.
I was present for that conversation. We told you that you couldn't drive around and sell, but you could go down to the beach instead.
I didn't catch going down to the beach. I was told that there was a vendor down at the beach that it would be a conflict of interest. And it was my understanding that that guy down there is stationary. He's not mobile, he doesn't move around. And my thing was that I'm away from him, I'm nowhere near him, because it's such a big, you know, campground. So, what I'm asking for, even if it means, I don't mind paying a fee, I don't mind paying a flat fee, I don't mind paying a percentage, you know, if that's what it takes. But my truck and, well, then you see my truck, right?
I seen it on the internet.
Okay. It's very clean, it's very professional looking. I'm the sole driver of the truck, I don't put anybody else in the truck but myself. You've seen this, right? No?
I think I saw you the other day down at City Park.
There you go.
Oh,
There you go. And, I'm not some rinky-dink ice cream truck that just pulls up and decides to go out selling someday. This is a real business for me, it pays my bills. So I was hoping, when I was here, the kids were excited. The parents, people were even asking me, are you gonna be here every week? Are you gonna be here every week? If I could just come one day a week for a few hours, maybe a Saturday afternoon, I'd be willing to pay for that, if you would consider it. I'm fully insured to the max. I'm health inspected, I'm safe certified. So I'm just asking you to consider that and let me know if we can work something out with one day a week. It'd be a real treat for the kids here, I think. Like they enjoyed it, and I wouldn't be interfering with the guy at the beach. So,
The guy at the beach is under contract.
okay,
He pays us so much per month,
okay.
and then we get a percentage on top of that.
I would like to do that too, if you consider that. I don't mind doing that, I don't mind signing the contract. Like I said, I'm not a little rinky-dink, dirty, ice cream truck. I'm trying to be very professional, however, Saturday was not a good day for me. Tensions were high, when I was approached, the truck told me I had to leave because I thought I was told by the powers that be that I could be here.
Well,
I
think legally you can be here, but we have special rules for vendors
Okay.
and things in place. So I don't think it's
Those
like
were
it's
county
code or.
or private.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I think that's what the
I'm
misunderstanding is.
fine with an ice cream truck out here, but I don't want to drive through circles.
I think
Not with
that's,
all the kids running around on the scooters and electric bikes and all that kind of stuff. You guys know how the kids are out here. I don't think it's a good idea to let somebody travel circle to circle.
So, do you mean maybe just through the window?
I think if you can come out and sit in one spot and advertise on Facebook that you're here, I'm perfectly fine with it. I just don't want
Okay.
to driving around everywhere.
Okay. Would you consider letting me sit in one spot for an hour and then maybe another spot for further down the line?
like playground area. I mean,
Playground,
would
main
be-
shower area. The playground would be good. You could sit back there in that
Yeah.
corner and
Yeah.
Center.
It's kind of
Yeah.
central.
That would be the best area.
Well, and being stationary, I think is a very good thing, because everybody remembers the ice cream trucks when you're a kid, kids would run behind them, and even if you're insured to the max, you still have a lot of kids who aren't watching where they're going. and
Especially if you're
If
in
you
a
have
urban
kids
area.
severely injured or killed, that,
I don't have a problem with the beach and the playground.
No, maybe you're,
Back in G,
yeah.
I don't have a problem with that. Do you guys have?
I mean, what about like even just driving through G and then coming and parking at the playground? I don't think we're, not the main circle of G, but you know what I mean, go around the bathroom and just, that way people wouldn't know you weren't here. But basically the point is we don't want you in the circles. Just
Okay.
live
Okay.
and-
Problem is they flag her down.
Yes,
That's
you
true.
know, you get a lot of kids around, it's gonna stop.
That's fair.
I think if you're stationary, that's probably a good idea.
Okay. What if and I appreciate that, and I will take that if that's what you're offering. What about me just staying on the main drag and not going into the circles? No?
No, because everybody won't come out on the main drag, and then
Okay,
if you're gonna have you're sitting there serving ice cream, we're gonna have boats trying to get to the dock and cars. We just need to put you in a spot and just stay stationary.
okay, all right, I'll take that. And when will I know exactly where you want me to go, or how do I find out exactly where you want me to go?
Right there at the main, you know where the main playground is, just right up the road, on
Okay,
your left-hand side.
okay,
As you go in, at the back, there's like a big parking area.
okay,
I just park right there
okay,
and just put on your Facebook page that
okay,
you're gonna be here whatever day and
okay.
that you'll be set up at the main playground.
Yeah, music, you can play.
Yes.
That'll get
Yes.
attention.
Okay, great. And I don't know, you said you set up your vendors already for the festivals and things like that. I do not need electricity at all. So if there's, anything in the future that comes up or you're, like me something, I'd appreciate that one, okay?
And we can probably use you on just some regular off weekend and nights.
I
What about like
appreciate that.
Saturday, like this Saturday, the horse pool,
Oh, yeah.
let her park back there in the field.
Okay.
Especially if she's mobile, she doesn't have to have any kind of
Yeah.
Yeah, put her wherever you want to.
Have a little sell ice cream. Probably so spoon.
It starts at 1.
It starts at 1. I have an event Saturday. I'm not sure what time it ends. So how long does it last?
Usually a couple hours,
Okay.
depending how many teams you get.
Okay, well, if I'm not here, then next week would be okay?
Well, we won't have the horse pool though.
No.
The next weekend is Labor Day weekend.
Memorial weekend. And I can come next Saturday?
Could you park at the playground, and if she's not, I mean,
That's
that's,
a playground.
that's like you deal with the vendors, but, I mean, if she's.
I just don't have spots left.
But
Could you park at
would it
the-
be an issue if she's setting up at the
Well,
playground?
if she's paying her fee like everybody else, she
Yeah.
ought to be able to go. If she doesn't have to have electricity,
Electricity.
then I think she probably should be able to go to the playground.
I think that'd be a huge draw, especially
I
for the
think it
short
would be
term campers that are right there. I mean,
Because you have
I
parking
mean, like
on
it's
the side
$5
there all
since I
day,
go
weekly.
get some ice cream.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good
The
idea.
playground, so
You
there's
need
gonna be
a
a lot of
proof of
activity.
insurance.
Okay.
There's a basketball court back there.
She'll have to get that plan. And you have copies of your proof of insurance and safe service.
I do, I will get
That
that to
you
you,
get those.
yeah, I can look at that to you, as a matter of fact, I have it here, maybe I can make copies up there or something.
Yeah, the one up front, you can make copies. of
Okay.
it.
So are we talking about just Saturdays?
Any day you want.
I mean, they want,
Okay.
like, basically, we don't want you driving.
Driving around, gotcha.
Driving through.
Well, I appreciate that.
We're glad to have you, just go drive around.
Yes, we do.
I appreciate that, because I really thought we got off to a bad start, and I wasn't sure how this was gonna go.
And I think you'll find out how the kids will come to you and why we are asking you to be in one place.
Especially if you're consistent.
Yeah.
You'll know you're gonna be there.
Now, what about the fee?
We'll talk to Lana.
Normally it's $100 and then 10% of your gross,
Okay,
and you pay it on the 10th of each month.
okay, and that will last me a month, that's for a month, okay. So, and then where do I go to pay? To you? Okay,
And I'll have a contract.
all right, good. I'll be in, probably towards the end of this week, is that right?
Thank
Okay,
you for
folks.
coming
Thank you so much.
I think the kids will be glad to have you.
They were excited.
And probably a few parents.
They were excited.
in. Thank you for the whole thing. I don't know, hey, would you like these bags? These are very nice.
Yes, if you don't need them, they are expensive. Thank you. You're welcome.
What's part of the begin with?
Metro Detroit.
So like Livonia here?
I'm familiar with it. I did a lot of events in it. I was in Salt Lake.
Okay, my sister lived in Livonia, she now lives in White Lake, so it's so much more Detroit.
She's
just more and more.
Yeah, my grandbabies were here and they were growing up without me.
Yeah.
Or I was growing old without them. I didn't like that. Thank you. Chili bean, the name came from my husband who passed away in 2008. He was Mexican. And ever since he was a little boy, everybody called him Chili Bean. Nobody knew his real name. So we started this 26 years ago, and that's what we called it. So we just kept it.
That's cute.
Yeah, that's a strange name. I get asked that a lot.
You think of him every time.
What's that?
You think of him all the
All
time.
the time. Yep. Thank you so much.
Thank
folks.
you.
Okay,
Thank you.
bye-bye.
Anybody else got anything?
You got anything, Liberty or Highland Town Fair?
I'd like to see these e-bikes regulated that fly through here.
Regulated, who wants to see the e-bikes regulated?
I mean, speed limit's 20 and 10, and I know some of those bikes are going much faster. And I just know one of these busy weekends, the kid's gonna come out and buy a vehicle
Well, I spoke with a gentleman from Fowler Park that runs it, and he said they are not allowed to drive them without their parents with them. Now, how they do that, I don't know, but he said they have already had 2 issues with wrecks. And he said if there's any way that you can control it, I advise you to.
I mean, I'm all about kids having fun and enjoying themselves. But there's some of those bikes that just flat out fly.
I've seen that, they do. What do they wanna do, change the speed limits or?
Speed limits are fine, they just gotta abide by
I just don't think the kids understand the speed limits.
There's my thing with the e-bikes is like they're wonderful for, like, say people like me, if I had knee surgery, like I was in Helmet Island, I was still able to bike across the whole island with their e-bike. So like, they're really great for old people or people that need hip issues. The problem is they get the kids on them, right? And so like for me, like I hate to just say like abandon, because there are people that it has truly helped get more mobile and active. But it's always, you know, the ditches on either side, right? I agree that the kids are crazy. I mean, mine have scooters and all
They
that
put
too.
an age limit, like.
I don't know.
I think he said their age limit was 12 years
That's what I was
old.
gonna say, 12, I think is what I hear a lot. And it's just another burden on security going to have to stay on it.
You can't stop them.
You can't stop them, and it's the same thing with like the bikes, if somebody out there acting the fool, seen on a regular bike, driving in traffic and not paying attention. The e-bikes are fast. The problem that I see with the e-bikes too, is I've seen them like hit other people, right? Because they're speeding around other people, and that's like, definitely some bad wrecks.
And can they not get written up if they're speeding or acting like that?
I think they can.
Be written up?
I think they
Yeah.
can. I think
And don't they have like a 3-strike thing?
If we get the call on it, yeah.
And I think security can ask them to park it, even if it's just their first strike, if they're acting really bad, to say that please park it for the evening, and you document the campsite with a name and.
Do they have to have insurance to ride them out here? No.
You can impose requirements and have them registered at the office, and then you know what the kid's age was, because 11, 12-year-old doesn't carry their driver's license or an ID. Make that a requirement, say, okay, if you're gonna use an e-bike inside the park, have rules set up where you have 1 strike, you get a warning, 2nd strike, you get, a fine, and 3rd strike, you're banned from using it. Which is a bit extreme, but, and kids are gonna be foolish on those things, that's the thing, I remember being a kid, and when mopeds were the thing, it was always,
Let's just, let's leave it the way it is. I'll talk to the security guards and tell them to keep an extra eye out on the ones that are misbehaving on them.
Yeah.
And see if that gets anybody.
Yeah, he cracked down.
Yeah.
Word was spread pretty quick, really, but it's hard to control without radar on speed.
Mm-hmm.
You can judge it, but
well, there is a
Kind of watch her and bob and weaving around.
There is a mentality with a lot of people, I've even heard it when you get somebody with a speeding ticket as well, the actual speed limit. They'll let you get away with 5, 10 miles over, which isn't true, particularly if you're up in Clinton, they've got that infamous 29 mile an hour area.
Yeah.
But you'll get some folks, well, why you pulled me over, I was only doing 70 and 60, well, yeah, that's not the speed limit. Well, if they give you 5 or 10 minutes, or 10 miles over.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if the solution would not drop on a little bit, and maybe they'll, if you're 1, 2, 30, make it 25 or something.
We don't have any radar system though, so like, I don't know how you impose that. I think just, like, as you said, I think it'll hopefully spread fast. If, security is stopping and saying, hey, slow down, or, whatever. I don't know. Just one more thing to radiate, right?
If y'all don't mind, I gotta take off, we're going to another meeting, but I wanted to just drop this as I leave. It's outside of my lane, but just for discussion. Long-term camping, seasonal, year-round. You got as Buzzy knows, we have an issue with a big project and we have a lot of out-of-towners coming in. And there's an opportunity for this campground to really capitalize on lodging. So that might be a discussion that, I know it's a big discussion because you got cabins, you got more year-round sites. How do you do that? But we also have year-round sites that would lose revenue on in the winter because it's just being paid storage. So I just wanted to leave that.
Drop that
As I
on,
leave.
we've been hearing, we've been hearing discussion.
Yeah,
We've thought about it.
and on that, is there a particular, I wasn't aware, I guess, that we allowed people to.
Thanks, Chris.
Leave their stuff on there and store it, since it is a year-round campsite.
We have, I remember you guys talked about that last
We need
year.
to look into that. I mean, they can move their stuff up to the beach area or whatever and put it there, but
I agree.
as far as tying up a spot that we can make revenue off of when they're not there,
That's right.
I'm not saying they can't get their spot back, but there again, you're gonna create another problem if you have somebody that might be staying here for 2 or 3 years paying that rent. So I think it needs to be addressed and looked at to where we don't allow storage on a year-round spot.
I agree with that.
Especially for the next,
If you wanna pay the rent year-round, that's fine. If not, then when the camping season's over, you need to move your stuff off of that spot.
I
I
think
agree.
this is an opportunity for us to maybe make some money.
Correct. We have, how many spots we have back there, Dan?
Uh,
5, 6?
that, so there's 8 over there, but there's only, 3 or 4 that goes in storage. There's Chuck stays, Bart stays, Phil and Amy stays. I don't know what that other couple's name is, they stay. So there's only 3, maybe 4 that is not rented out in the winter.
They'll pay storage and all.
Yeah.
I agree.
Storage, you're not talking about the camper, you're talking about the tents and the refrigerators and all that stuff, storage.
Well,
Campers also.
Everything, yeah. I mean, if they're staying on a spot that we could rent out all winter long, I would think that their stuff would need to be
Yeah.
moved. I mean, not to be a pain, but, that's a year-round spot, we're losing money on.
When you're dealing with the patrols and liability and everything else too, I mean, somebody knows that's out there and nobody's keeping an eye on it.
well, we have seasonal storage for all of them, but
Everybody
and the point is like those aren't like winter, like the seasonal sites, most of them aren't equipped for year round, but those are, and so come November 1st, they got something like a monthly fee to just the storage use is significantly less.
Yeah.
So more so we're losing revenue because someone could be utilizing that all winter. Am I explaining that correctly? Yeah.
The more we charge, you know,
35 a month for on-site storage or
50 if you have a second item.
right, so, you know, we
we're
lose
just out there
that
for
potential $7,000 over the winter there.
You see, the reason why we let them reserve, do it in the first place was because we thought those was going to be, that was going to get a lot of people in for those. And then they said completely empty, so we did the on-site thing, to let them reserve, so we would have a little bit of money coming in.
Right.
I don't think it's right to make them, after they've done it for so many years,
I don't know.
you know, I'd be like making,
You
you
know,
put your
like,
camper off, and let somebody come in, and they set up a big fire ring in the middle of the gravel that you put in, and
Right.
And that's, maybe we can think about making extra,
My feelings from the beginning were never to let them do that because those were for year round and should never have gone to storage, so I don't know. I mean,
the need is going to be there.
What about the people that's going to let us put in a new circle?
What about the people who want?
Was it you, Ann?
Huh?
There was somebody had talked about because of all these workers giving us the money.
I don't know.
Well,
That's, we don't know about any of that, so that would be an executive session probably.
I know that I talked to Mike Rogers about this AA. That's gonna be relatively simple to hook into the city sewer system. Did he talk to you about that, Damon?
Nope, not, which Mike Rogers is, in the Caribbean or somewhere on vacation, so, no, he's not contacting me on that.
I know we're all busy and everybody likes to meet extra, but I do think these type of discussions are beneficial to have in executive or even special. We don't need to vote, we just need the time to discuss things, that aren't taking from like the regular meeting and agenda, so we can really hash things out.
I think we probably need to do that. I don't,
Okay,
maybe sooner than next
I
month.
think so too. That's my personal opinion, if anybody has
Can we do
availability.
it? What's everybody else's schedule? Can we do it pretty quickly?
Can we, do we have to make an executive meeting, like, scheduled in here, or else could, we do it like phone call and reschedule it so I can make sure I can be here?
Think so.
Do what?
You do have to publish.
You have to publicize it, but I think you don't have to schedule it in the regular meeting.
Okay.
You just have to publicize that we are, and, you know, it's a planning session. It's a future planning session that we need to just be able to have free discussion,
Are you gonna be gone?
not voting on anything, just.
She's gonna be off work, so we're going to maybe do something with kids.
Spend some time together, right?
So that's what you're going to.
Well, give us a date that you can be here.
Okay, well, let me check with her here.
Check with her, and then we'll, figure that out.
All right, we're ready to move on. Wait a minute. What do you got for us, Terry?
Well, nothing. Absolutely nothing. How's that?
Tom, you got anything?
Well, that'd be a first.
Venus,
It'd be a first that you didn't have anything.
what? Well, I never. I'm out here, I gotta go, got a meeting. Go ahead.
See you.
See ya.
All right, now moving on. Financial report.
I don't really have a lot for you. I did want to say, just on my notes here, that, I don't know what you guys are doing as far as the tech support thing, but apparently the contract that was left in my office by Kathleen I don't know if it's not the correct one or what, but we did expire in April. So they did, extend us out a month. I paid a bill for them last month, but as of right now, we don't have tech support. We're out of contract with them. So I gave you guys their contract before, but I have a copy here. I don't know if I know you were looking into some other things.
That's really what I did on the agenda.
Yeah, well, that guy was coming today from the, took over the county's business. Not coming.
I called this morning with.
I didn't know anything about that. I just knew that Dewey was asking, Lana had told me you were talking to somebody at the courthouse or something.
Yeah, I did. Spoke to the commissioners and spoke to, Ryan Engel. And, we tried to get Ryan to come today, but then he show up with us. So I'll get a hold of him and find out if we're gonna add in all equipment with the counties. We've only got 5 computers, right?
Yeah, and Damon,
6.
6.
So when I talked to the guy, he said he could give us a whole bunch of free stuff we can install in the computers. It's not gonna cost us an arm and a leg like we're getting charged now. So, yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay, well, I just wanted to bring it up.
Yeah.
We don't have anything right now. I mean, I could probably call them and say, hey, are you gonna send me a bill this month? And they're gonna say, we've sent you the contract like 3 times. You're not in contract, because that's kind of what they told me last month, is that we'll extend it for a month, but you're not in contract with us anymore. And that's fine, I don't care, I don't have an opinion on the tech support, we don't have any, I'm just letting you know we don't have any.
Okay.
I don't care who does it.
You think they'll extend it for another 30 days or something, and we're not getting good responses out of the tech company?
I can call him and ask him, tell him we had a board meeting and I mean, I don't wanna tell him, yeah, they're out there just.
I think we forced into a year's contract.
I know, and the last contract I think was 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
So I 100% understand, I'm not trying to like push you into
You're just trying to
anything.
find.
Right, I'm just trying to see where we're at with it, because we did think that we had until like December, and we don't, we're done. And they did tell me that back in, but then when we looked at that contract that I have, we thought that we were good till December, so we didn't think there was any urgency. But we, in fact, don't, if something happens, we have an issue, like down at the gatehouse or something like that, we don't have anybody to come tend to it. We'd have to just do call Geek Squad or something, I don't know.
All right, I'll try to get hold of him, but, he wasn't invited for a board meeting,
Is he local?
no.
Well, just keep me posted, and if you guys figure something out in the meantime, that's fine, I wanted you guys to be aware that we don't have anything.
Okay.
And that's all I think I have for you, I don't have.
So on this claim here, it's with Duke Energy, it has 10/25/1900, what's
That's what is it? Oh, yeah, the date. I'll have to go pull it out of there. I'd say it was like 120, it's not usually very high. This is the schedule of claims, I just need to change that.
Duke's the Willow Lane survey,
Yeah,
right?
yes.
Which they pay.
Yeah, they
They're
pay.
catered, yeah.
Yeah, that's a typo, Buzzy.
Okay.
The amount isn't in there. I could go get it though, so you can know exactly what it is.
And then on this, what's the chopper for, Dan, the grinder, is that for sewage or fish?
Is that through, wholesale?
Yeah.
That's actually, I'll just cover that. There should be the grinder, a sewage tank, the sewer tank, the pump went bad up here in the, park model and the blue cabin. Sewage tank floated at the top of the ground, so we had to, I hired, Tyler Knox to come in, replace everything, and get it back working.
I don't know what's going on up there.
So, yeah, it's for the cabin building. That's been a mess. We was gonna do it ourselves, but legally through like, I contacted the Board of Health, we're not licensed to put in, even though it was already existing, for us to dig it up and refix it, we had to be licensed and everything, so. We had to, like I said, I hired Knox to do that.
But his bill's not in there, correct?
He just finished yesterday,
What's his company? Who's he work with?
Knox Excavating.
Does he? Okay, that makes sense.
We're waiting on her.
No, it's, I don't. She just has to make a correction, though.
Okay, let's go ahead and do the attorney update.
We have 2 small claims, the eviction's proceeding, they should be late May, early June. I got flattened for about a week and a half with a pretty bad cold. The Joy's a Dayton school teacher. She brought home the Terre Haute Vigo County egg. And it was pretty much flat on my back for a week and a half, so I'm playing a little bit of catch up. We should have those, if anybody else calls it on, we can start filing on them as well.
Which one guy's already pulled out, he came in and paid, I think, half of his rent. So I don't know when to expect the rest of his money, but at least he's gone. We got his site re-rented out, and we have the other full hooked up for lottery today. So if we want to change that, tell them if they get it, that they have to pay rent all winter regardless, that it's like.
Or they're out by noon on November 1st and can't check in until March 1st.
Yeah.
But Yeah, we do need to decide what we're gonna do with those.
Because as they keep coming up for lottery, we can start enforcing.
That's a fair approach. I mean, we just need to decide if that's what we wanna do.
So your total was okay though, or did you adjust that?
Yeah, it was the formula in the box.
Okay.
So as soon as I changed it to dollar, it came up the right number.
All right, anything else on attorney update?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you, appreciate it. Okay, Damon, that brings us here.
Okay, so there, at the end of last week, we had a little girl, she was found over at the fairgrounds, coming to find out, upon having the cop search and everything, she was from one of our campsites at Lover's Lane. The woman worked nights, the kid normally goes to bed with her and lays down. She didn't lay down, she snuck out. So if you guys heard that the cop was out here, and that's what my crazy messages was to you.
I'm so sorry, I don't know, I need to run.
So the mom ended up going to jail for a little bit and all that good stuff. But luckily the little girl, we found where she belonged and she was not hurt. Then I just covered the septic floating out of the ground up there. We've had, since last meeting, a couple water leaks that we've taken care of. We had sewer issues down in Double A where I had Mike Rogers come in. We had the city out here. We ran machines down. Ended up having to cut the clay tile, put a clean out and run in that way. So that was all taken care of. Upon the city being out here or Mike, which we know that kind of stuff's gonna happen. When we was running the rooters through there, we got up into like one of the toilets, had to replace a toilet. Then, of course, crazy stuff. We caught a man and a woman in Lover's Lane Shire House together. So naturally, that is asking them to leave. We asked them to leave for a 1-year ban. So then you guys got other incident reports floating around on the table.
I haven't seen them.
They're over at Dewey's.
What do I got?
It's in
Incident
there.
reports.
And there was an issue at the golf shack, which I was doing some running yesterday. Derek met with a guy, and Roger Lee about what had happened. There was a misunderstanding in some of the paperwork on how our golf cart rentals work on the golf course. The guy thought he got them all day. It was actually only supposed to be for 18 holes of the disc golf, and the guy got mad, Daryl got mad, and they exchanged a few words. Like I said, Derek met with him. Everything's kind of all smoothed out on that one.
He's supposed to go Uncle Bad to make Daryl mad.
Daryl normally don't say a word. Normally he just picks up the phone and calls.
Did you get the trees figured out?
I went up there and looked, and the guy wasn't there when I was there.
Okay.
I do need to follow up.
Okay. I was just wondering.
And you'll see, I think the basketball hoop things are in there. We just spent $300 on basketball hoops for the little playground. A week later, they're all bent, hanging straight down. I'm at the point of, I'm gonna just unbolt them, take them off for a while.
That's what I kind of think, yeah.
So there's no sense in keep on
No.
putting money into it if they're just gonna break them in 2
But
or
a
3
new
days.
net on the big one, we gotta do what we need to do to improve
Which
that. but-
we went to put new nets on it, and all the hooks where the net goes are broke off and where they've been hanging on. So I gotta get another rim for it.
Okay.
The loud radio, that's not one that we've had trouble with before, is it?
Sunrise 19, I'd have to go up through there and look and see who it is, but I don't think so.
A new one. Well, Daryl did lose his temper.
According to the report that guy wrote up, but
He used, what
What? How does that work? Sorry.
security didn't supposed to be like a drawer in there that was broken.
Oh, a drawer,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
All right, let's move on to old business. This is a question, well, you might know the answer to this one. You go down there to Shell Road where it washes out. You put gravel in there last year, it looked nice, it lasted for a while, it's washing out. If we could get a hold of some broken brick, brand new brick or whatever the name that place is now. Put it in there and drive a piece of equipment over, heavy equipment to break it up. I've been told that makes real good fill and doesn't wash out.
It does.
It does wash out?
No, I mean, it makes a good feel, but it
Okay.
depends on how small you break it up. If you break it up small, it's gonna wash out just like rock, but if you leave it pretty chunky, it'll hold, but, you know, the more coarse you leave it, the rougher it's gonna be also. So, I'm not sure.
And they get in that cove and,
Have you put like tubes or?
we use
you
that,
put in?
that great big, river rock, like bank gravel stuff.
Yeah, that rolls real bad,
Uh,
that wash out terrible.
But if they get in there and get that dredge and get that water down below, maybe it
It'll
will,
help a little bit.
yeah.
Right, that has maybe overflow than anything, I mean, you're still gonna overflow. But yeah, something heavy like.
I think we got some number twos up there.
Which rock will probably be the best. And it'll go in just like the brick will.
You don't need
That river rock, it rolls real bad, it will never stay and hold.
I think the reason why we decided to go with it, because it was cheaper to.
Yeah, it's a lot cheaper.
And it all just rolls right back into the lake whenever it rains, so.
Right, that's the problem.
But I think I got some number twos, probably not enough to do the big holes, but.
Twos
Maybe
or
a
fours,
start.
either one would probably be really good.
All right.
Does that need to be compact?
Yeah, I mean, if you could run that backhoe over them or something like that.
We got that big
Something
roller,
heavy.
we got a big heavy roller.
All right, good. Thank you. I noticed the speed bumps got put back out. I didn't want to bring up the agenda, they weren't out yet. I
Yeah,
noticed they all got put out.
just trying to keep other things rolling.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Damon. Update on dredging, nobody got all that. Update on grant money, that got that.
Can I update on Wabash Valley grant stuff? That'd be my.
You want to?
Can I update on the Wabash Valley?
Oh, yes,
stuff?
yes.
Is that okay?
What do you do?
Okay, we've got the three things going right now with the community foundation, so it's kind of hard to keep track of all of it. Next week on Wednesday, starting at 11:45, we need our RSV for Harmony. That's that community board that she had asked some of the park board members to be a part of. And I'm willing to do that. And if you two, or I think you guys said you would help fill in if there's any. That is next Wednesday at 11:45 at City Hall. We just need to let her know who from the park board is available to come to that. That is the comprehensive community plan. Did you guys get an email from her that had like the breakdown of the plan, what they're gonna be discussing? No?
Probably.
Okay, I'll go ahead and re-forward that, and then that way it can be reviewed the following
Yeah, I
Wednesday.
can't be there, I'm doing trades meetings.
Okay.
First and third Wednesday of every month, so.
Okay. If you get a chance, you can go ahead and look at that plan, just because it's kind of interesting. So I forwarded that, and then I closed out the $25,000 grant for, dredging the Marina Cove that they awarded us in 25. So I had to close that out before we could put a letter of intent for this spring grant cycle, which we put that in for the shoreline, for the beach. So I did ask for 25,000. They will review that and then they will ask you, or, give you permission to apply for the whole thing. So we're still just in the beginning of stages of that. They may deny us to even go to the next stage since they've awarded us money, but the statement of intent is in for the 25,000 for the shoreline and the beach area. So that's great. That, if we get invited to the next step, I will definitely need more information from everybody, like a budget idea of how much it's actually gonna cost, what we can use from DNR. So I'll be bugging all of you guys, because I'll need, updated info on all of that. So let's see, and then the dollar for dollar match, I put in that we would do the $50,000 for that. We have to be, approved for that, but that was by invitation only application. So I did the dollar for dollar and wrote up that proposal to go for the dredging. So 50,000 and a dollar for dollar match, so that'll be 100,000 towards dredging. And then the Partners for Progress is what it is called. And that was a regional lifestyle enhancement, wellness enhancer type deal. It had a lot of specific criteria. We were invited to apply for that. We met with Buzzy and with Chris out here, and Damon had looked at where we could put pickleball courts. So that was for 6 tournament-ready pickleball courts, and that was for $550,000. May 20th is at the First Presbyterian Church. Let me pull this up to make sure I have it'll be a 5-minute presentation with 10 minutes of them to ask us questions. That's at 5:30 at the First Presbyterian Church on May 20th. So whoever can come, that would be great.
What time would that be?
5:30. 5:30 to 7:45 is what it says, May 20th. So we will present to the board there on our project. Any members from the organization are free to come and can participate in the Q&A after the 5-minute presentation. So that's pretty much what I have, I think, on there. Are there any questions? We're kind of just now in a holding pattern. Everything has been put in thus far. So like I said, where we're at with the shoreline stuff, if we get applied for the next phase, I'll need a lot of information to fill that out. But that would be great to get the beach shoreline taken care of. I think that would look so nice coming in and maybe help with the road washing out. Who knows? But
Oh, it would definitely help. I would have somewhere to catch the drill.
yeah,
Probably might wanna look at doing something like that anyway, Dan, piling up some riprap there along that, for when it first comes out, to where when it comes back, you got something there to keep your gravel from washing its way back in there, maybe, pile something up there, hopefully that can all get thrown away.
yeah. Honest Partners for Progress, this is the pickleball court one. Like I said, that was by invitation only. They had asked for a list of 2-year shovel-ready projects and things we could complete in 2 years. And I've given them a whole list of everything we've talked about in here. They kind of picked pickleball courts and like, hey, maybe you should do that one. So if we would be awarded that money, they would need to be completed by December 2028, which if we get the money, I think then we would go out for very specific bids. And I would say, whenever they probably get that done pretty quick. So we'll see how that goes. I'm semi-optimistic about it, that was a big ask too, but they also have very specific parameters, I think, to award that money. My understanding is that correct, Bruce?
Yes.
Yeah, so. We'll see.
right.
But I appreciate everybody's input and helping. get
Thanks
that
for
done.
your work.
Yeah, that's a lot of work, thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
No, I've looked into Smithville,
Grant?
grants, and we do not qualify. It has to be a 501c3, but if the Friends of the Park get their classification, we've got some projects that would definitely qualify. The grant cycle begins in August, and the general grants, they have $1 million to spend in 17 counties. And so it gets spread around pretty good, and most of the grants are from $5,000 to $20,000. And they encourage various groups like that to go ahead and apply. They will accept proposals for larger amounts, and it depends on what kind of competition you have. And they've given a grant in history of $200,000. So there is a possibility if we come up with a wonderful project, or we, in conjunction with the board or the friends, it's possible, but I think we'd stand a real good chance of getting the 5,000 to 20,000. So something we want to keep an eye on.
That would be kayak launch, if we do the pickleball courts, like parking on our lights, or anything that adds to what we have
Yes.
on projects, that would be wonderful.
I've been looking, we talked about a minute ago.
Yeah.
And it was between 125 and 135,000, but if you own your own land. So I've been looking at that, and I've come up with some ideas, I don't know. Instead of, doing all concrete walkways and all that, if we just couldn't build our walkways on brick or, bumper stoppers, like we're started on, we could probably save a lot of money and build maybe a 9-hole golf course for 25,000 or something.
Yeah.
That's something you guys think would be interested in pursuing that? We're probably getting brick gift to us,
Yeah.
probably getting bricklayers.
I think the cost of labor on that would be what's nice though.
All right.
Check it out and
I need to
see.
check it out. What,
Check it out.
or would that be like a Walmart grant, or what grant, I guess, are you looking at to pursue the cut?
No, it's a Walmart grant or a community grant.
Yeah,
I think that'd go good.
yeah, we talked about that for a long time.
Actually, yeah, I suppose 4 or 5 years ago, we talked about it a little bit.
I actually had a woman reach out to me through Facebook Messenger, talking about putting one in, thought it'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
When we had that meeting with community,
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a state cop, maybe, when the guy had suggested we put in a golf.
Yeah.
And redo our golf course for, compete with the Elks.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll do that. All right. Contract approval, DNR dredging, you guys already seen that. Parking spaces, in front of the office. I don't know if it, right in front of the office is a good place or not, but Lynn and I talked about this. We need more parking spaces out there. You have a board meeting like this, there's not enough places for them to park. We could probably get 1 or 2 right in front of the office. And then maybe put some more on the other side of the road.
What if we, like over here along the fence, just, put in a gravel lot there for like the housekeeping vans, security trucks,
Yeah.
the maintenance
That'd be a
guys.
good
That's a
idea.
great idea.
And then continue to let the office women and housekeeping park over here.
Where'd you say to put it?
Over here along the fence where like the propane tank is,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
and make our guys park over there with the housekeeping vans and security trucks and stuff over there.
If you're just gonna use, White Rock or something, it's not gonna be a big expense.
Yeah, we'll just throw down some 53s as a base, and once it's good and packed, we can always throw some number 8s on top of it.
Sounds like a plan.
How many parking spaces do you think we could gain? We could gain 5 or 6.
I would say so.
That'd be a big difference for us. All right, look into it for us, David, appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Contract renewal, office copier, we'll check into that, find out what's going on there.
Is it on copier or internet?
I think that's it.
Or is it all?
Is the copier up? Is the copier? We just,
That's the
Contracts on copier.
I didn't put it on here.
I didn't put it on there. I don't know.
I think we have with Toshiba, but I
I
know
thought we just got, we
I
just.
was gonna say, I don't
Toshiba.
think that should be
You got an office copier, it's the Sheba. Does the contract run out on?
I think we just did it.
They come for the last board meeting, but I don't think we approved it, did we?
the AME contract.
That's the AME.
The AME contract.
Okay.
That's for internet tech support. and-
Tech support,
All
yeah.
that, yeah.
All right, and the last two we've already done. Anybody got anything else?
No, other than, so Damon just let us know about the executive meeting and then executive session before next meeting for the social media.
The Sunday that
Yes.
the Sunday that I sat at the outdoor thing, had a lot of interesting people, the guy from Fowler Park. And then there were some people from the new campground in Bible County, is it Lucky?
Lazy L.
Lazy L, okay. They helped me spend the afternoon. They had all kinds of interesting things. They have gotten in contact with this guy who builds fun things for the water, like slides and jumping things, and they would hook us up with it. I did check with our insurance, and Springer Insurance covers their campground also. So I spoke to her and she said, yes, you can get insurance for it. And I said, well, our campground, the kids are pretty notorious about tearing up things. And she said, these are very, very heavy duty. And I'm not talking like a whole thing, maybe just a slide she said the jumping thing they
The
like.
trampoline.
They like that. They also make these little putt-around boats and has a little motor on it, and you can putt around, and so they are rented all the time. The insurance said those were covered too, so that, I thought I might take a drive up there someday and see what it looks like.
I didn't want to go out there. I just
Yeah,
went
I
out
did
in
too.
there.
I thought about
Call me
even
and
buying
we'll-
day passes for the kids to go.
And then when I talked to the insurance gal, she said, Lynn, we cover them here in Sullivan.
My cars, so
No,
that's what I'm saying.
no, they do not. Now, I think there's probably signs that say swim at your own risk and those kind of things. I don't know if that is enough protection for us, but she said, they said they love them, and said older people get in these little boats and putt around all day, now they surely would know not to get in front of those big boats, but anyway, those were some interesting things that, and they're having problems with the e-bikes too, both Fowler and
They're
that
an
one.
issue.
They're working on theirs, so, but I thought maybe we might drive up there and just see, because people say that to me all
All
the
the
time.
time, I hear
Why
that all the
can't we
time.
get something out here? Why can't we? Well, when I checked with the, they always said the insurance before, and she said, oh no, then we cover them here in Sullivan.
That's what we've always been told, is the insurance.
So that's, that one we can maybe take a drive someday and check it out, so.
How was the expo? Is it worth going back to next year? Like how, like worth the time? Yes, no?
When Ryan was there, we got a lot of people stop and talk and get some stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're not out nothing except for some time.
There was a few people on some, but it was cold.
It wasn't bad.
It was cold, and there were a few people, I didn't find it to be very busy, but the ones that I did were very interesting to
those
speak to.
connections.
Oh, and I talked to some guy with disc golf, and he gave me some numbers, so I'm gonna call and see if we can't get a tournament set up for, And I told him, you know, that there have been some questions about our golf course, our disc golf course. And he said he'd come and look at it, and I said, okay, I'll give you a call, so.
And our one guy,
that was gonna redo it for us.
he never been back.
Looks good with
It's like the land developer guy, he ain't never been back either.
What?
The guy that was wanting to do all the boat docks,
Yes.
and that, he's never came back either.
I wondered about that. I've not seen anything on that property either happening.
Oh, yeah, I know, here's one, okay, yeah. Maybe you didn't get the.
We should definitely be able to.
Yeah,
We got some bids that, to be open today, sewer bids on the equipment back here. So, you guys have one of them on there. This is from, Chuck Mine. He did on an international tractor. I didn't have international tractor show up. Okay. Well, he did $1,500 on the tractor. And then there's a Ford dump truck that he bid $1,000 on. See what this is on. Okay, this is Mike Rogers. And he did, $1,250 on the dump truck. So it looks like Mike would have the,
Mike Suppose.
yeah, he got Mike got a Ford dump truck. Highest bid. So far. Let's see what this one is. There's nothing on the dump truck. The dump truck must be a pretty high. I have no idea if it's still already open.
So there's only 3 bids,
Yeah.
and one was for the boat, and
One on the boat was me. And I'm kind of debating, I think we ought to rebid it. Because I think we got a lot of people on our system say, oh, they really took it, he did this, give it to him.
it was advertised.
And then advertised 2 different times.
Everything's legit, it's been in the paper, it's been on their website, it's legit, so.
I think we followed the process and it's being done in an open door meeting.
good for you.
If I would've ended up getting a boat, I would've put a bid on it. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Big old long window. Did proposal on the aluminum bass boat, that 3-man boat, approximately 14 to 16 foot long. I didn't measure it, is what it looked like. Complete with gas motor, trolling motor, boat trailer, and any affixed equipment such as seats, depth liner, gas tanks, that kind of stuff. I've been told it's been set for several years, so I realize that, you know, there's no warranty expressed or implied. You buy it as is. And I bid $150.
How much?
$150.
150, there was a reserve on it.
Never reserved.
What was the reserve on it? Have to look, see what you sent them. It's either
I can grab it.
$1,000 or.
That's probably actually in there.
Yeah,
All the items have.
everything had reserve.
Okay. So the reserve bid is one guy. I didn't know we put a reserve bid on it.
Yeah.
Well, I was debating on it because I thought there's gonna be a bunch of people mad if I get that.
No, we put a reserve on it, so.
So in the case for
$1,000.
$1,000. There's a $1,000 reserve bid on
When would you put that back out for bid again?
Yeah.
We submitted it to reserve Indian.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is you get into sometimes hijinks with people, you'll have somebody, if they know that there's a reserve on it, they'll bid on it, or if there isn't a reserve, they'll bid low. Have somebody else compete with it.
Because state board right now states it has to be advertised.
Yeah. So we gotta re-advertise.
And we can put up
Still have
on
to sign.
Facebook pages too,
Yeah, that counts.
but it has to go into legal print, like we already did.
And in the case where you rebid it, nobody bid it, what do you do?
You can either try again or just see about setting a fixed price on it and selling it.
Okay.
Advertising it up for sale.
Well, the thing that's kind of scary is, been sitting for a long time.
They do have that government on the website, that they'll sell stuff through sometimes, and towns will pick it up. Like ISU and IU, we'll sell stuff through that, big ticket items, because every once in a while we get somebody from halfway across the country that needs a particular dump truck, or,
Yeah.
and they'll go and be willing to drive across the country to get it, that's how Lincoln got fired for that one time.
Very interesting.
All right, anybody else got anything?
So they have cool stuff in those circles.
I don't use circles.
Oh my gosh,
I like
some
the way you-
bookshelves, too.
So,
The only thing I just wanted to think about adding, and I know like the school board does it, and I think most county boards, I have a clipboard. People have a clipboard that people sign with their first and last name and basically just like what they want to talk about for the communication, so then there's public record, and you can go to the minutes easier. And it just may help streamline the communications also. So like you just set it at the end of the table, have a sign that says sign in here for communications. And then they sign their name and their purpose of being here. I think that might help
I agree, it's a great idea.
streamline, speed things up. So maybe starting next meeting, can we get like, whatever. So for example, you sign your name, just on e-bikes or whatever, so then it just gives us that reference.
If you haven't put the phone number or email on it too, that if you have any questions.
Any follow-up questions, so.
so there's a text message that just came in, said that the chickens are all running over a G circle.
So did you let them out?
I assume
Let's pause.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Yep.
Oh, you already did? I'm
Yes,
sorry,
I
I didn't hear you. Sorry.